Queen City News, your local election headquarters, and for the first time in decades, Charlotte's City Council election is happening in July.
And for the first time ever, a Republican slate is attempted to seize a longtime Democratic majority council. So before the break, you heard Chief Political Correspondent Emma Withrow talk about the Dems. Now she's talking to each of the GOP candidates, and she explains why they're running and what they hope to accomplish if elected.
The Republican slate is considered Councilman Tariq Bokhari's dream team. Bokhari is one of only 2 Republicans on the Charlotte City Council, and because of that, he's had limited opportunities to accomplish his goals. So if even one of these Republicans gets elected, it'll shake up this council and potentially even the future of Charlotte.
So who are these 4 Republican candidates? They're all political outsiders with very different perspectives. Let's start with Kyle Lubke, the first openly gay Republican to run for council. Lubke's a practicing attorney here in Charlotte and has a very clear priority if elected.
You know, we have a bus system. That is technically a government service, our transit system. We spend $250 million per year on that. But it's not working for the people that actually utilize the system. It doesn't work for me. I utilize the system, and I've missed buses quite a few times because they just haven't shown up or because they've been late.
Lubke wants to shake up Charlotte's transit system, which has recently faced increased scrutiny after a Katz bus driver was shot and killed. Hundreds of drivers are calling out sick every week, and buses are either late or don't show up.
I'm trying to be that pragmatic voice, that independent voice in discussing these issues where I say, you know, we do want people to have economic mobility, but we need to provide them the resources to be able to accomplish that.
Carrie Alinsky, a physician assistant and new mom, says she decided to run for council to be a part of the solution rather than continue to complain about the problems. Her main concern? Public safety.
For me, that has been my biggest and top priority is public safety, a lot of which I'm getting into this because I'm a new parent. And I was like, oh, you know, I'll wait for some of this stuff until she's a little bit older, she's at home, you know, it doesn't impact me as much. But I had another mom really challenge me and say, hey, this is everyone's fight.
Alinsky spent her entire career in the medical field and far away from politics, but feels she could bring a unique and untapped perspective to the council.
The things that have been echoing to me in nonprofits, residents that I've been talking to is that they just don't feel heard. That's what I do in my job. I listen to my patients and I listen to their entire story because it allows me to effectively be able to help them.
Charlie Mulligan, who grew up in Charlotte, said he saw his city council failing in areas that he felt he could succeed. Despite running on the Republican ticket, he says that doesn't mean he agrees with everything his party does. Mulligan considers himself a centrist.
It means that I am interested in what is the best result for the most people. And I'm not interested in ideological, quote-unquote, purity for either a left or a right perspective. And I think that's what we need in this city. And honestly, that's what voters in Charlotte want. They want people who will be willing to reach across the aisle and who will be pragmatic in getting solutions.
So what type of solutions does Mulligan think he can offer? Well, for starters, he wants to create a more refined vision for Charlotte's growth.
I want to see Charlotte be thriving, multicultural, and Southern. And we know the parts of town that are thriving. We know the parts of town that are not. And I've been here for 31 years. That hasn't really changed much in that time. We have to have answers for those parts of town.
As for David Merrill, one of his biggest concerns is affordable housing. Merrill works as a technology provider for people in the housing industry and didn't have a call to politics until it showed up close to his front door.
I have a neighbor that is probably going to be priced out of their home, and this person's part of the fabric of the community. He's been here for almost 25 years, and there's a house that is $700,000 that was just built across the street from him a couple years ago.
Merrill says he's worried that when the property tax reassessment comes out, his neighbor won't be able to afford to continue living there.
And as a city, we can do a lot better with our aging and staying in place programs, but we also need to work with the state legislature to make sure that we're fixing our homestead and our circuit breaker protections.
All 4 Republicans say they're not focusing on divisive national issues that they have no control over, but rather the local issues impacting Charlotteans every day.
I think something that a lot of people misunderstand is that, you know, all Republicans just believe in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and, you know, just no government assistance or help. You know, that's not reality.
The big day is July 26th. The early voting numbers show a much larger Democratic turnout, but it's widely known more Republicans do tend to show up to the ballot box on Election Day. So there's no real pulse on how these races could turn out until all those votes are counted. In the studio, Emma Withrow, Queen City News.